Introduction. Not all paychecks are created equal, and it's not just about what you earn, but where you earn it. Some states take a massive bite out of your income through a combination of income taxes, sales taxes, and property taxes. In this video, we're counting down the 20 states with the highest total tax burdens in America. You might be surprised to see which states make the list, and just how much of your money goes to the government. How we measured tax burden. We looked at 3 key metrics: the top marginal state income tax rate, the combined state and local sales tax rate, and the effective property tax rate as a percentage of home value. The total tax burden is estimated as the percentage of personal income that goes to state and local taxes. Data is sourced from the Tax Foundation and WalletHub, with figures approximate as of 2023 to 2024. Individual results may vary based on income level, filing status, and local jurisdiction. Number 20, Minnesota. Minnesota kicks off our list at number 20, with a total tax burden of roughly 10.2% of personal income. The state's top income tax rate hits 9.85%, one of the highest in the nation. Combined state and local sales tax averages 7.49%, while the effective property tax rate sits at about 1.02%. Minnesotans pay a premium for the state's strong public services and infrastructure. Number 19, Maryland. Coming in at number 19, Maryland carries a total tax burden of approximately 10.3%. The top state income tax rate is 5.75%, but local income taxes can add another 2.25 to 3.20%, depending on the county. The combined sales tax rate is just 6.0% with no local additions, and the effective property tax rate is about 1.07%. Those county-level income taxes are what really set Maryland apart. Number 18, Ohio. Ohio lands at number 18, with a total tax burden estimated at 10.4%. The top state income tax rate is 3.75% after recent cuts, but it's the combination of other taxes that adds up. The average combined sales tax rate is 7.24%, and the effective property tax rate is a hefty 1.53%. Many Ohio municipalities also levy their own income taxes, which can add 1 to 3% more to the bill. Number 17, Iowa. Iowa ranks number 17, with a total tax burden of about 10.5%. The state has been reforming its tax code, but the top income tax rate still reaches 6.0% as of 2024, down from 8.53% in prior years. The combined state and local sales tax rate averages 6.94%, and the effective property tax rate is approximately 1.52%. Iowa farmers and homeowners alike feel the pinch of those property assessments. Number 16, Kansas. Kansas comes in at number 16, with an estimated total tax burden of 10.6%. The top income tax rate is 5.70%. The combined average sales tax clocks in at a steep 8.71%, and the effective property tax rate is around 1.33%. That sales tax figure is one of the highest in the country, especially when you factor in local additions. Kansas has been gradually reducing its grocery sales tax rate, though it historically taxed groceries at the full rate. Number 15, Wisconsin. Wisconsin checks in at number 15, with a total tax burden of roughly 10.7%. The Badger State's top income tax rate is 7.65%, which applies to income over $304,170. Sales tax is relatively moderate at a combined average of 5.43%, but property taxes are where Wisconsin gets you. The effective rate is about 1.61%. That's one of the highest property tax rates in the nation. Number 14, Vermont. Vermont ranks 14th, with a total tax burden of approximately 10.8%. The Green Mountain State has a top income tax rate of 8.75%, one of the steepest in the country. The combined sales tax rate is just 6.36%. and the effective property tax rate is about 1.83%. Vermont's small population means the tax base is limited, so residents end up shouldering a larger share of the cost of public services. Number 13, Nebraska. Nebraska takes the 13th spot with a total tax burden of about 10.9%. The top state income tax rate is 6.64%, though recent reforms aim to lower it over time. The combined sales tax rate averages 6.94%, and the effective property tax rate is a notable 1.63%. Property taxes in Nebraska have been a hot-button political issue for years, with farmers and ranchers pushing hard for relief. Number 12, Rhode Island. Rhode Island occupies the 12th position with an estimated total tax burden of 11.0%. The top income tax rate is 5.99%. The combined sales tax comes to 7.0%, and the effective property tax rate is a steep 1.40%. For the smallest state in the nation, Rhode Island packs quite a fiscal punch. High property values in coastal communities drive up the actual dollar amounts homeowners owe. Number 11, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania comes in at number 11 with a total tax burden of approximately 11.1%. The state has a flat income tax rate of 3.07%, which sounds low, until you factor in local income taxes that can add up to 3.8% more in cities like Philadelphia. The combined sales tax averages 6.34%, and the effective property tax rate is about 1.49%. Philadelphia residents face a combined state and local income tax rate exceeding 6.8%. Number 10, Maine. Maine cracks the top 10 with a total tax burden of roughly 11.2%. The top income tax rate is 7.15%. Combined sales tax runs about 5.50%, and the effective property tax rate is approximately 1.24%. Maine's relatively low incomes compared to its neighbors mean that even moderate tax rates translate into a heavy burden. The state's aging population also puts upward pressure on public spending and tax needs. Number 9, Hawaii. Hawaii lands at number 9 with a total tax burden of approximately 11.4%. The Aloha State has one of the highest top income tax rates in the country at 11.0%, kicking in at income above $200,000. There's no traditional property tax shock here. The effective rate is only about 0.27%, the lowest in the nation. But the general excise tax, which functions like a sales tax, averages about 4.44% and is applied at multiple levels of commerce, making its real impact far greater than it appears. Number 8, California. The Golden State shines at number 8 with a total tax burden of about 11.5%. California's top income tax rate is a jaw-dropping 13.3%, the highest marginal rate in the nation, though it only applies to income over $1 million. The combined state and local sales tax averages 8.68%, and the effective property tax rate is a relatively tame 0.71%, thanks to long-standing property tax assessment caps. Still, with sky-high home values, even a low rate means big property tax bills in dollar terms. Number 7, Illinois. Illinois takes the 7th spot with an estimated total tax burden of 11.7%. The state levies a flat income tax of 4.95%, which sounds moderate but applies from $1 with no brackets. The combined sales tax rate averages a painful 8.82%, and the effective property tax rate is a staggering 2.08%, the second highest in America. In Cook County, homeowners can face effective rates well above 2.5%. These sky-high property taxes are a major driver of Illinois' population decline. Number 6, Connecticut. Connecticut ranks 6th with a total tax burden of approximately 12.0%. The top state income tax rate is 6.99%, and the combined sales tax sits at 6.35% with no local additions. The effective property tax rate is around 1.96%, one of the highest in the nation. Despite being one of the wealthiest states per capita, Connecticut's residents feel the squeeze. The combination of high taxes and high cost of living has driven steady outmigration in recent years. Number 5. New Jersey. New Jersey clinches the 5th spot with a total tax burden of about 12.2%. The Garden State's top income tax rate is 10.75% on income over $1 million, with rates reaching 6.37% for most middle-class earners. The combined sales tax is 6.63%, and the effective property tax rate is an eye-watering 2.23%, the highest in the entire country. The median property tax bill in New Jersey exceeds $9,400 annually, enough to make any homeowner wince. Number 4. Massachusetts. Massachusetts takes the 4th position with a total tax burden estimated at 12.4%. The state implemented a high earner surtax in 2023, adding a 4% surtax on income over $1 million on top of the existing 5.0% flat rate, bringing the top rate to 9.0%. The combined sales tax is 6.25%, and the effective property tax rate runs about 1.15%. The new surtax alone is projected to generate around $1.8 billion annually for education and transportation. Number 3. Oregon. Oregon takes a surprising bronze medal at number 3 with a total tax burden of about 12.6%. Here's what makes Oregon unique. There is no sales tax at all, 0%. But the state more than makes up for it with a top income tax rate of 9.9% that kicks in at just $125,000 for single filers. The effective property tax rate is around 0.87%. Oregon's heavy reliance on income tax means high earners get hit especially hard, while the lack of sales tax benefits everyday consumers. Number 2. New York. The Empire State claims the runner-up spot with a staggering total tax burden of approximately 12.8%. New York's top state income tax rate is 10.9%, but New York City residents face an additional city income tax of up to 3.876%, pushing the combined rate to nearly 14.8%. The average combined sales tax is 8.52%, and the effective property tax rate is about 1.62%. A New York City resident earning $200,000 could pay over $25,000 in state and local income taxes alone. Number 1. New Hampshire. Wait, New Hampshire? The state with no income tax on wages and no sales tax? That's right. Despite those zeros, New Hampshire takes the number 1 spot with an estimated total tax burden of 12.9%. How? Property taxes. The effective property tax rate in New Hampshire is a crushing 1.93%, and with no broad-based income or sales tax, local governments depend almost entirely on property levies. The median annual property tax bill exceeds $6,500, and in towns near Boston, it can soar past $10,000. Note: some rankings place New York at the top depending on methodology, but New Hampshire's reliance on property taxes creates an outsized burden for homeowners. The pattern: Northeast dominance. If you noticed a trend, you're not alone. Northeastern states dominate the highest tax burden rankings. 8 of our top 10 states are in the Northeast, where decades of public infrastructure investment, strong public employee unions, and high costs of living have driven tax rates upward. The median total tax burden in New England states is approximately 11.5%, compared to about 7.5% in the Southeast. The hidden taxes you might not see. Our rankings only tell part of the story. Many states impose additional taxes that don't show up in standard comparisons: estate taxes, inheritance taxes, gasoline excise taxes, and vehicle registration fees all vary widely. For instance, New Jersey and Maryland are among the few states that levy both estate and inheritance taxes. Oregon has no sales tax, but charges one of the nation's highest gas taxes at approximately 40 cents per gallon. What about low-tax states? For comparison, the states with the lowest total tax burdens include Alaska at roughly 5.2%, Delaware at about 6.1%, and Montana at around 6.5%. 7 states charge no income tax at all: Alaska, Florida, Nevada, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, and Wyoming. New Hampshire and Washington also don't tax wages, but do tax certain investment income or impose other unique levies. Do high taxes mean better services? High taxes don't automatically equal better outcomes, but there is a correlation. States with higher tax burdens tend to rank better in public education, healthcare access, and infrastructure quality. Massachusetts consistently ranks in the top 5 for public education, while New Jersey and Connecticut have some of the best-funded school systems in the country. Whether the trade-off is worth it depends on your priorities and personal finances. The migration effect. Tax burden is driving real migration patterns. Between 2020 and 2023, New York lost over 1.5 million residents to domestic migration, while California lost approximately 800,000. Meanwhile, low-tax Florida gained over 1.2 million new residents, and Texas gained roughly 900,000. These figures are approximate estimates based on Census Bureau data. The rise of remote work has turbocharged this trend, letting workers keep their high salaries while relocating to lower-tax states. Tips for managing your tax burden. No matter where you live, there are strategies to manage your tax burden. Maximize retirement contributions to reduce taxable income. Look into state-specific deductions and credits you might be missing. If you're a homeowner, check whether you qualify for property tax exemptions like homestead exemptions. And if you're considering a move, factor in the full tax picture, not just income tax, but sales, property, and local taxes too. Conclusion: where you live has an enormous impact on how much of your paycheck you actually get to keep. From New Hampshire's crushing property taxes to New York's sky-high income levies, every state has its own way of dipping into your wallet. Whether you're considering a move or just curious about where you stand, understanding your total tax burden is one of the smartest financial moves you can make. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video.